Racism, white supremacy, as it's been termed, is the greatest distraction for the progression of black people, period. I do empathize with people who don't understand this plainly. So I will explain a little bit what I mean. It becomes a problem when our focus is fighting racism, white supremacy. Any person who's a racist and claims to be a white supremacist, their focus is not actually holding the black man or the black woman down or the black race as a whole. That's not their primary focus. These people's primary focus is to lead and control, to lead in innovation, and also to determine and lead in the industries that are dominant in the world. And of course also to control resources. And they've made absolutely plain through recorded history that they will fight to take control and maintain control of whatever they feel is necessary for their plight or agenda. You see, their focus is not simply holding the black race down or Africans. Won't mention others, although that is relevant, but the point I'm making here is that their focus is not to hold the black race down. Their focus is to lead and to control. Lead in innovation, be the leader in every relevant industry, and to control resources. And as a result of doing that, they're able to live whatever life they want to and do whatever they want to in their life and in the world. When we put our focus on fighting racism, white supremacy, it's never gonna put us in the best position, and it's never gonna produce the greatest result. As it sits right now, black people in America only own roughly half of 1% of the wealth, despite being, what, about 12, 13% of the population or something like that. We're not able to sustain ourselves. I hear black people talk about sovereignty a lot. Some of our pro-black brothers and sisters, people who associate themselves with the term black power and all of that. That's nice and it sounds fantastic. But we don't control what and how we eat. Now, in this idea of sovereignty, in a very simple sense, we can legitimately say that that means to govern yourself, to control yourself, and of course, collectively controlling your own group of people. We don't do that. You can't eat without going to somebody else. Most of us can't eat without going to some other ethnicity to be able to get our food from. When I go through black neighborhoods, we own very few businesses. I try to shop at black businesses, but I'm limited in my options. And in actuality, for things that I need in life, the necessities of life, outside of a couple of food spots, I can't go. and get other things that I need. If we're not going to take care of the basics, somewhere along the line it sounds like we're just talking a lot of bullshit. And another thing I want to mention, I applaud some of our pro-black brothers and sisters who want to fight. They want to fight to get some shit. But we have to understand it's a certain way that you have to do shit. I hear people too often talking about we need to go and take our shit back. Now think about this from a realistic sense. And like right now, I'm driving through the Midwest. It's a bunch of farmland out here. In a real basic sense, that shit ain't gonna work. You're not gonna go up here on nobody's farm and just take over their farm with a couple of guns. We are aware how many militias got started up, how many new militias got started up since Obama had come into office. You go trying to take over farms and shit like that if you want to. These white folks out here is gonna shoot your motherfucking ass down. And that's gonna be the end of that story. That's not no revolution. And as far as when it comes to all the businesses that actually exist in our black communities that's owned by Indians, Arabs and shit, they don't love you the way that you think they do. They don't respect you the way that you think they do. They're not cool with you the way that you think they are. On average, they're there simply for their own economic fortitude and to be able to pay for shit for their family. I've been in a gas station and had to use one of the guy's napkins that he gave me from behind the counter to wipe off a beverage because something busted in the refrigerator. The guy refused to even throw the napkin away for me. Now you know damn well every store, at the gas stations, they have a garbage can right behind the counter. And it's necessary. It's common sense type of shit. But he's not even willing to offer that courtesy. He just wants my money. And I've had conversations, several of them, with people in these gas stations when I see them not showing a wholesome amount of respect for my people. And what I always end up coming out telling them is, hey man, you should have respect for the people that are doing business with you. We provide for your living. They get irate when I say that shit. They don't want to give no creditation to the black people that actually come in there and spend their money and provide for their lifestyle, their living, and help them grow in their economic standing. They just feel like these people ain't shit and they ain't got no other options. Now the part about us not immediately having any other options is true. We don't own shit. You can't do nothing but go to the Arab, to the Indian, until we decide to do something different. Collectively, we can start to buy one city at a time. Buy them out, let them leave. That's fine, we can sustain the businesses. All of them gas stations, liquor stores, convenience stores, and all of that type of shit. You have to put our focus in the right places first. These is where in a lot of the black communities, the people who actually live there get their necessities of life. And of course other shit that they want. Why are not we the ones who are supplying that? We deal with somebody being disrespectful. They'll call the police on you in a heartbeat if you disagree with them. They'll say that you're starting trouble because of the perception that they actually have of you. think about this little analogy. You see, if there's a person that's secretly racist and they hate you, that says your waiter at the restaurant, understand that this person is going to be kind, cordial, and polite to you and smile in your face. But why is he doing that, really? Maybe it's because the fact that he's secretly racist and he's happy to see you eat the food that he spit in or wiped his ass with, and knowing that you're gonna pay him after you eat this shit. That's why he's smiling in your face and being kind and cordial. It's not because he loves you. It's not because he fucking relates to you. It's not because he appreciates you. It's because he loves to see you eat the fucking spit and the shit off of his ass that he put in your food, and you're going to pay him for it after you done eating your meal. That's why he's so hot. That's why he's so kind and cordial and polite and shit like that. Understand? I know that sounded gross and fucking disgusting. But if you think for 1 minute that people of other ethnicities just automatically love you, and this facade that they put on of being kind and cordial is always genuine, that it's always sincere, then you haven't paid attention to a bit of fucking history.